I do not want to go skiing. I do not want to go to a beer garden. It is not fun for me to go look at a museum. Yeah. I am not interested in watching Netflix. I am not interested. You got your perspective. I just want to be happy. Don't you want to be happy?
So when you're working with family, how do you balance the love that you guys have for each other with, giving tough feedback when the time comes?
Yeah, it's the most difficult thing. Business is business, and family is family, and those are two. Blood is thicker than water. These are unbelievably difficult things. To me, it's like a 50.1. It's not even 51.49 that I like to throw around. Family businesses are more 50.1 to 49.9, where you have to be all about the family. As you can imagine, if you actually understand what I just said, it leads to a lot of tough conversations and a lot of conflict and a lot of being very careful and threading the needle very carefully. At the end of the day, for me personally, I was always in a position in the family business where I was making the core operational decisions, so I had to put the logo ahead of anything else in the micro. I was willing to shut down the fucking business if I thought it was gonna undermine my family relationship of my brother and my dad, but on a day-to-day basis in the micro, I always pushed for the thing that I thought was best for the business. Got it? Think you have what it takes to make it to the top? It's time to make your pitch. Step in and step up, because your window of opportunity isn't the only thing that's closing. I'm so good at it. I'm so good at it. This is real quick, because there's a lot of bubbling up of like, Gary, you're pushing people to work too hard and all this stuff, and I'm watching it. I'm like, I love when elitists who work their faces off to make a bunch of money, then tell everybody else not to work hard. So to me, if you love what you're doing and you're happy and you're mentally and physically healthy, do you. I'm not judging anybody about doing anything, but it's all about self-awareness and putting a framework around where you don't keep up with the Joneses.
I know you get a lot of criticism for it. I get a lot of criticism for how many hours I work. And I'm like, motherfuckers, are you not listening? Like, here's the punchline.
Happiness.
I work that hard because I'm having fun.
Happiness. I don't want to go skiing, dickface. I do not want to go skiing. I do not want to go to a beer garden. It is not fun for me to go look at a museum. I am not interested in watching Netflix. I am not interested. That doesn't mean that I think everybody else should do that. I think, and I've said consistently, self-awareness, happiness. I've said it a million fucking times. Do I believe in hustle? Yes, I do. I like work ethic. It's controllable. Do I want that to put you into depression or health scares? Yeah, of course not, dickface. But don't sit on a pedestal after you fucking worked hard for 15 years and then tell all these kids that they should have work-life balance, you fucking elitist.
Once you understand that in your life, motherfuckers, you're either going to be chasing money or you're going to be chasing fulfillment, and nary the twain shall meet. When you chase fulfillment, you may also build a massive fucking company.
I'm gonna do both. I always say, and I'm making up the rules, that I'm gonna be the best entrepreneur because I'm gonna make the most money and have the most impact on other entrepreneurs. I only talk what I live. Sure. I hate when people work 11 years on their startup, work their faces off. I watch them grind, and then they hit, and then they're sitting on money, and they're in that part of their life, and then the advice they're giving isn't what they lived. I wanna hear from people publicly that made $47,000 a year their whole life and are happy as shit. Go talk about that. We're talking about happiness. People are using mental health as a weapon to make themselves look good, just like nonprofits. You might be tricking the 99%, but you're not tricking the 1%, partner.